Narayan Namaste. Welcome back to Zeel Astrology, your go-to channel for all things Vedic astrology. Now, I'm really grateful you all are here, and I have uploaded my video on 2026 annual analysis for all ascendants along with general analysis. So please do watch it if you haven't until now. It's a detailed analysis and it will help you a lot in knowing that how 2026 can unfold for you. Now today we are going to talk about Saturn's transit in Uttarabhadrapda. Saturn has finally moved out of Purvabhadrapada and entered Uttarabhadrapada on January 20, 2026. Now this is a very significant shift because Saturn leaves Purvabhadrapada now and it will not come back to this nakshatra again for next 28-29 years. And this transit is extremely important, and I will explain why it's important later in the same video. Now you see Uttarabhadrapada is ruled by Saturn itself. So Saturn is very strong and comfortable here. And this is also the phase where Saturn's peak phase in the sign of Pisces truly begins. I have already discussed this in the 2026 general analysis, but still I will explain a bit here again. And yes, Saturn will remain in this nakshatra until 17th of May 2026, after which it will move into Revati nakshatra. Then in the month of July, Saturn will go retrograde in Revati and then again re-enter Uttarabhadrapada in the month of October, and then it will turn direct in around December mid 2026. So basically Saturn is will keep moving back and forth between Uttarabhadrapada and Revati. And overall, Saturn will be transiting more in Uttarabhadrapada this year than Revati. And in this particular analysis, I will mainly focus on the period from 20th January to 17th of May when Saturn will be in Uttarabhadrapada. And if you like this content and gain new insights, then please subscribe to this channel, like and share to this video with your friends and family. Don't forget to press the notification bell as well, so you never miss any new updates on our channel. And please do not forget to click on the hype button. It will really help the video reach a wider audience, and in turn it will support me as well. It genuinely means a lot to me and motivates me to keep creating meaningful content for all of you. You can also follow Zeel Astrology on Instagram now for regular updates and insights. And if you are interested in personal consultation, feel free to email me. All the links are given in the description box below. Thank you so much for your love and support once again. Now, you might wonder why this phase is so important. It is not only because this is Saturn's peak phase in Pisces, but also because this is the time when you will start seeing Saturn's effect more clearly and openly in your life. Until now, with Saturn in Pisces, many things were happening quietly in the background. Saturn was definitely working, but a lot of its impact was more subtle or hidden and more internal. This phase was more about observation, where Saturn was silently watching, understanding and assessing. With Saturn re-entering Uttarabhadrapada in 2026, this changes. The results and lessons of Saturn will become much more visible. This is the phase where the real test begins. Saturn will start judging outcomes based on your actions, your intentions, and the choices you make. What you do during this time has a deep connection with the next 30-year cycle of your life. The decisions you take and the actions you perform during this period will quietly shape the direction of your future. And this will happen very, very, very slowly and even silently as well. This is also the time when some people may feel the need to sacrifice something. Saturn is in Pisces, which is the 12th sign in Kalpurush Kundli, and Pisces represents letting go or sacrifices. And this could mean releasing attachments, old patterns, unhealthy habits, expectations, anything material, or even someone. as well, or it could be anything and everything. Saturn here teaches that sometimes you must give up something in order to gain something meaningful. Your patience will be tested, your maturity will be tested, and even your emotional reactions to situations will be closely examined. How you respond to Saturn's test will decide the kind of results you experience later. Saturn is very, very strong in Uttarabhadrapda because this nakshatra is ruled by Saturn itself. And if I briefly talk about the nature of Uttarabhadrapda, its deity is Ahirbudhyana, who is known as the serpent of the depth, the one who rests beneath the surface, deep inside the ocean. Because of this, Uttarabhadrapada has a serpentine and a very dynamic nature. Just like a serpent whose next move is difficult to predict. In the same way, the energy of this nakshatra can feel unpredictable too. Saturn's presence here can bring sudden unexpected turns, realizations, especially when combined with other planetary transits happening at the same time this year. I have mentioned this in one of my earlier videos as well, that Purabhadrapada and Uttarbhadrapada are like twin sisters. Both are considered blessed feet and both are connected to transformation. They represent funeral cot. Purabhadrapada represents the front part of the funeral cot, while Uttarabhadrapada represents the back part. Purabhadrapada is about burning away negativity. It represents the process where wrong habits, negative thinking, and old patterns are destroyed, often through difficult life experiences. And this phase can feel intense because growth happens through struggle. And it is very much like the bird phoenix from the Greek mythology that burns itself completely and then rises again from its own ashes. So through this procedure, a person is reborn or comes out as a more aware, more mature, and a more spiritually evolved version of themselves. That is why Purabhadrapada carries such intense energy. And Uttarabhadrapada follows this transformation and takes it to a deeper, more settled level where wisdom, inner stability, depth begins to form. You can also understand Purabhadrapada through the story of Samudra Manthan, the churning of the ocean. This story beautifully teaches us that before growth happens, before the soul truly evolves, one has to pass through deep struggles. Only after going through these difficult phases, and then only it does bring self-realization to the soul. Slowly the soul becomes stronger, purer, and wiser. And when the soul is reborn in this way, after shedding its old negative layers, it naturally steps into the energy of Uttarabhadrapada. This is a stage where the soul, after experiencing many ups and downs, reaches a peak level of spiritual maturity. It is said that this is the phase where the journey of Kundalini awakening completes itself, meaning the soul reaches its highest spiritual point. So even though Saturn's transit in Uttarabhadrapada will be the peak phase of Saturn in Pisces, it will be less intense than what Saturn brings in Purabhadrapada. Purabhadrapada is extremely intense by nature, while Uttarabhadrapada, although powerful, works in a bit calmer way and in a different way, much different way than Purabhadrapada. Still, this nakshatra, Uttarabhadrapada, is dynamic, and Saturn itself rules this nakshatra, and Saturn itself is influencing this nakshatra right now. So Saturn is very strong here and dominating. So obviously many things will happen here in Saturnian way. And the results you experience during this phase will largely depend on your chart, your karma, your personal efforts. Apart from that, neither Sun nor Uttarabhadrapada supports shortcuts or easy gains. They both believe in honesty, discipline, and genuine hard work. So wherever Pisces falls in your birth chart, that area of your life will demand effort, responsibility, patience from you. That is where your real test will begin. On a positive note, this can be a very powerful period for spiritually inclined and spiritually evolved souls. Uttarabhadrapada is a serpentine nature and represents the serpent that lives beneath the earth. Because of this, it is connected to the divine energies like Bhagwan Sheshnag and Bhagwan Vasuginag. So in a way, it is also connected to both Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva. In fact, the main residing deity of Uttarabhadrapada is Lord Shiva himself. So this makes the spiritual energy of this nakshatra very deep, silent and transformative. With Saturn's transit in Uttarabhadrapada, Saturn will slowly bring unresolved issues in your life to the surface. Not to punish you, but to make you face reality. Saturn will slowly, in its own unique manner, will show you what needs attention and what needs correction, and it will push you to work on it. Saturn is often misunderstood as a planet who enjoys giving sufferings, but it is not really true. Yes, Saturn does give sufferings in life, no doubt, but it is actually a very wise and a beautiful planet. It shows you the truth of life and the reality of the area it influences on in your chart. Saturn's ultimate goal is the evolution of the soul, so that a person becomes mature, aware and free from the repeated cycles of birth and death and gets free from the illusion of this material world of Maya. Through understanding, maturity, true wisdom, discipline and growth, the soul slowly moves closer to liberation, near to Paramatma. And that is what Saturn wants for all of us. But Saturn's way is different than the other planets. When a person resists Saturn's lessons, life can feel heavier for that person. But when one accepts responsibilities, duties and learns patiently, Saturn itself becomes a guide rather than a burden. With Saturn now in Uttarabhadrapada, I would highly suggest that you observe your life closely. Watch what is changing around you and within you. Some changes may be very subtle and may happen quietly in the background, so you might not notice them immediately, but slowly and steadily, these shifts will begin to shape your path. This will be some of the big changes in your life. Whatever needs to be buried deep within the ocean will be buried now, and whatever needs to come out for healing or correction will also rise to the surface. This process may not always be easy, but it will be for your own good. At the same time, this transit can sometimes make a person a little lazy or slow if this transit goes negative in your chart, because Uttarabhadrapada is a very patient nakshatra, and Saturn is also very slow and patient by nature. So because of this combination, some people may delay actions or keep postponing decisions. Sometimes this will happen due to genuine reasons, and sometimes it can be simple mental or physical laziness. However, if this transit works positively in your chart, then it can bring great wisdom. Many people may start thinking deeply before making decisions. Planning, strategy and long-term thinking can improve as well. Both Saturn and Uttarabhadrapada represent experience and maturity. So decisions taken during this time can be more thoughtful, balanced and well prepared if this goes positive in your chart. This energy can also help you become more understanding and compassionate towards others as you begin to see life from a deeper and calmer perspective. And yes, this transit can also bring material gains in your life. Along with that, Saturn's transit in Uttarabhadrapada will bring many important teachings as well. These teachings will come through real life experiences. You may find yourself facing certain situations where you are required to live through the lessons, understand it deeply and slowly grow from it. At the same time, this transit can also create a certain fear of facing reality as well. It can bring hesitation when it comes to accepting change or transformation. Here, some people may also feel a strong attachment to old ways of thinking and may become a little too conservative or rigid during this time. With Saturn entering this nakshatra, it is important to be mentally prepared for new responsibilities because Saturn may add more duties and obligations in your life. And just like Shatabisha, Uttarabhadrapada also carries a slightly secretive nature. Right now, Rahu is in Shatabisha and Rahu is very strong here. Saturn is in Uttarabhadrapada and Saturn is also equally strong here. And both these planets in both these nakshatras will increase this hidden, mysterious nature among people or globally. So because of this, it is possible that during this period, certain things may happen behind the scenes without your knowledge. This can happen at a personal level in your life, or it can also happen at a global level. Even globally right now, we are already witnessing many things happening in the background without clarity about what and where things are, where events are heading, and what results will be there for us in the future. So this energy may increase further now. Apart from that, with Saturn's transit in this nakshatra and upcoming planetary movements, we may also see some escalation between countries as well. We also have to track the movement of Jupiter as well, as it is the dispositor of Saturn. And until Saturn remains in Uttarabhadrapada, Jupiter will be present in Gemini. Jupiter is fourth from Saturn, which is the Sukh of Saturn. So as long as you stay connected to Jupiter's positive qualities such as wisdom, faith, knowledge, and until you remain patient, things will remain more manageable for you. Even if challenges arises in your life, somehow you will find a way through them. Many times solution may appear at the very last moment, but help will come if you are on the right path. This is because both Saturn and Jupiter are very strong right now. As Saturn is in its own nakshatra, Uttarabhadrapada, Jupiter is in its own nakshatra, Punarvasu, where Jupiter is also very strong. And as I mentioned earlier, this nakshatra is very dynamic and flexible. Uttarabhadrapada is very dynamic and flexible, yet unpredictable. Because of this, transformation becomes unavoidable for many people during this period. What kind of transformation you experience and how it unfolds will depend completely on your personal birth chart. Apart from that, if you use this energy in a positive, constructive manner, then Saturn's transit here can help you calm down negative emotions like anger, jealousy, or revenge, or any other negative emotion as well, which is the hardest thing to do for people in Kali Yuga. Slowly, this energy can make you wiser, more peaceful from within, and guide you in the right direction for the growth of your soul. It can also help you stay emotionally balanced and even bring you contentment as well, despite difficult, disturbing, and favorable situations around you, but only if it goes positive in your chart. Uttarabhadrapada strongly represents the quality of helping others. And Saturn here also represents, Saturn itself represents service. Together, this combination creates a very beautiful, encouraging period for serving and supportive people. Help others in whatever way is possible for you. Pisces is also a sign that represents letting go, compassion, and selfless giving. So because of this period is very suitable for helping, serving, or donating. However, since Saturn is involved here, so it is very important to be mindful. Help should be given to those who truly need it and who are worthy of that support. Saturn will not support blind givings. Help should be thoughtful, responsible, and meaningful. Now talking about the Navmansha D9, from January 20 till February 22, Saturn will be moving through the first pada of Uttarabhadrapda Nakshatra. The first pada of Uttarabhadrapada falls in Leo Namansh. During this period, some of you may experience ego-related issues in your life. And Saturn has a very unique way of dealing with ego, and it has its own ways to humble us so that we can grow. At the same time, if your birth chart supports it, this period can bring promotions, career growth, and better opportunities professionally, especially for government sectors. These ego-related and anger-related issues may feel even more stronger from January 25 till February 22, because Saturn and Ketu will be together in Leo Namansh during this period. This is a phase where being too stubborn or too rigid may not help much. Instead, being open-minded and accepting of situations will make things much easier for you. Flexibility and acceptance will be very important during this time. Then from February 22 till March 21, Saturn will be in the second pada of Uttarabhadrapada, which falls in Virgo Namansh. So this is a very constructive period if you want to plan your life carefully. It is an excellent time for being strategic, analytical, and thoughtful about your goals. If you want to create a well-planned structure for your life, this phase supports that. Discipline during this period can bring very good results. Now from March 21 till April 17, Saturn will be in the third pada of Uttarabhadrapada, which falls in Libra Namansh. In this Namansh, Saturn becomes exalted here. So this phase encourages balance, fairness, and wise decision making. Through patience and wisdom, you may be able to bring more harmony into your life. Harmony and balance. This period can also support financial stability and gains, especially if you act responsibly and thoughtfully. Apart from that, from April 17 to May 17, Saturn will be in the fourth pada of Uttarabhadrapada, which falls in Scorpio Namansh. So this is a very beautiful phase for deep learning and inner transformation. If you want to study something deeply and understand life at a much deeper level, then this period supports that. However, it can bring some confusion as well at times, and you may notice hidden or mysterious things unfolding in your life during this phase. So stay grounded and observant during this period. Now, who will be impacted the most during this transit? Now, those who have planets in Uttarabhadrapada Nakshatra, in Anuradha or in Pushya, then they may feel this transit strongly. People with Pisces, Scorpio, Virgo, Cancer, Taurus, moon sign or ascendant may also feel this transit more clearly. And if you are currently running Jupiter or Saturn Mahadasha or Antadasha, or if you have Jupiter or Saturn or both placed in the 6th, 8th or 12th house, or if they are transiting these houses, then it can affect you significantly. And if you have combinations like Saturn Mars, Saturn Ketu, Saturn Jupiter, Sun Saturn, then this transit can bring major changes and lessons into your life. For remedial part, chanting Vishnu Sahasranam can be very beneficial during this period. Recently, one of my viewers asked what to do if chanting the Sanskrit shlokas feels difficult. So for such cases, I would suggest chanting or reading the translation or the meaning of Vishnu Sahasranam instead. Books with meanings and translations are easily available in India at bookstores and at temples. And reading the translation or the meaning is as effective as reading the Sanskrit shlokas. What matters the most is your intention, your bhava. When you take God's name with pure heart, the language does not matter. True devotion always reaches the divine, and it goes far beyond any language or words. Along with this, chanting Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama whenever possible, at least 108 times a day, can be very helpful. This simple practice can give strength during difficult times and help you move forward with courage. When you chant God's name with love and sincerity and not out of fear, it supports both spiritual growth and inner peace. This beautiful Saturn transit can become a phase of deep learning, maturity, and spiritual evolution for you. So just use this period for spiritual evolution. Now let's move ahead with into ascendant wise analysis and moon sign wise analysis. Aries ascendant and moon sign. For Aries natives, Saturn is currently transiting the sign of Pisces, which is your 12th house, and Saturn will enter Uttarabhadrapda Nakshatra here. This can be a very meaningful period when it comes to financial awareness and financial management. If this transit works positively in your chart, then it can teach you how to handle money in a more mature and a disciplined way. At the same time, Saturn is your 11th lord in the 12th house, and Rahu is present in the 11th house in Shatabhisha. Because of this combination, expenses can increase during this period. Sometimes these expenses may even feel unnecessary. If desires are too many or unfulfilled, this can also create dissatisfaction from within. So this phase can either teach you balance in finances or increase expenses depending on how consciously you handle this. For those Aries natives whose career is connected to foreign lands such as import, export, multinational companies, foreign trade, or overseas clients, this period can be supportive. Anything which is related to foreign, they can see supportive period. It is also a favorable time for people working in healing related fields such as doctors, medical professionals, spiritual healers, yoga practitioners, or anyone involved in wellness or healing. Career growth is possible during this time, but it may not come easily. There can be delays, obstacles, or extra responsibilities. So patience and consistent effort will be required. At the same time, it is very important not to ignore your health. Pay close attention to your sleep patterns, anxiety levels, and mental peace. You may sometimes feel low on energy, lazy, or slow in taking action. There can also be moments when facing reality feels a little uncomfortable, or in fact sometimes even fearful as well. But apart from that, Uttarabhadrapada is a deeply spiritual nakshatra, and because Saturn is in its peak phase here, this period can be very powerful for spiritually inclined and evolved souls. However, Saturn may also ask for some form of sacrifices during this time. What kind of sacrifice and in which area of life will depend entirely on your personal birth chart. You may feel that certain things are happening behind the scenes in your life. There could be hidden competitors, hidden opposition, or situations where you are forced to deal with something that is not very visible on the surface. Even though this may feel uncomfortable initially, Saturn will eventually help you see the truth and come out stronger. Saturn here acts like a strict but a wise guide. During this period, it is very important to stay calm and act with patience, wisdom, and integrity. Avoid making blind investments, whether in speculative market, property, or any other risky ventures. Take decisions only after proper thought and clarity. If your chart supports it, this period can also bring opportunities for foreign travel. For Aries natives, this is a beautiful time to go deeper into spirituality, as said earlier, and you may feel more drawn towards spiritual practices such as Havan, Katha, Puja Path, or meditation. If you have any habits related to addiction such as smoking, alcohol, or any unhealthy lifestyle patterns, this is the time to consciously work on letting them go. If ignored, Saturn may first increase these habits and later force you to quit through a strong reality check related to health. Following a disciplined lifestyle, a healthy and sattvic routine, regular exercises, meditation, yoga, pranayama, and mindful living can greatly reduce negative effects and bring balance into your life, especially in health matters. This period also strongly supports charity and service, helping others, joining an NGO, or supporting someone who truly needs help can bring inner peace and positive karmic results. Help in any way you genuinely can, whether financially or through your time and effort. Now, the third aspect of Saturn will fall on your second house, the sign of Taurus. I always see that Saturn's third aspect is about purification. So during this time, matters related to your family, personal life, values and finances may start coming to the surface. Things that were hidden and ignored for a long time may now ask for your attention. Saturn will push you to face these matters directly and deal with reality instead of avoiding it. Try to handle these situations with maturity, patience and understanding. This phase can also increase your responsibilities as well, not just in your career but within your family as well. Saturn's aspect here will slowly teach you the importance of financial discipline. You may feel encouraged to save more money, reduce unnecessary spending and think seriously about long-term financial stability. If you manage your resources wisely during this time, you can come out of this phase feeling more secure and grounded. Now coming to the seventh aspect of Saturn, it will fall on your sixth house, the sign of Virgo. With Saturn placed in Uttarabhadrapda and aspecting your sixth house, you may sometimes feel lazy, slow or stuck in routine. Life can start feeling repetitive, as if you are doing the same things again and again without much visible progress. During such moments, try to keep yourself motivated and remain as active as possible. Although this phase may test your patience, Saturn will slowly bring hidden issues into the open. If you stay honest with your efforts and remain committed, Saturn will eventually support you and help you gain control over challenges. For those preparing for competitive exams, this transit can be supportive, but only if you put in consistent hard work. And always remember that Saturn does not favor shortcuts or and discipline, and sincerity will be very essential here. Now, the 10th aspect of Saturn will fall on the sign of Sagittarius, your 9th house. Jupiter is also aspecting this house from Gemini. And the combined influence, the double transit of Saturn and Jupiter on the 9th house, is very powerful. It can bring deep spiritual growth and higher understanding, especially if you are already inclined towards spirituality. This period can uplift your thinking and bring meaningful realizations. Whenever two major planets influence the same house, same sign, important changes are bound to happen. So your 9th house may go through some significant transformations, and some of these changes may be visible while others may happen quietly in the background. This phase can also reshape your beliefs, your understanding of spirituality, religion, and your overall life philosophy. And how this will happen, how these changes will happen, will entirely depend on your personal chart. I cannot be very specific with that. During this time, your father's health may need attention, and you may feel guided to resolve unresolved issues related to your relationship with your father. Jupiter's influence here will try to guide and protect you, but you will also need to take conscious and proactive steps from your side. For students pursuing higher education, this is a good period to focus seriously on studies and work hard towards your goals. This phase can also bring opportunities for long-distance travel. However, in some areas of life, you may feel that luck is not supporting you as much as expected. Progress may feel slow and results may take time. In such situations, putting in extra effort and staying patient will be the key. Taurus ascendant and moon sign. For Taurus natives, this Saturn is transiting the sign of Pisces, your 11th house, and Saturn will be entering Uttarabhadrapda Nakshatra. In this in the same sign in your 11th house. Now, this Saturn transit can slowly bring financial improvement for you, especially if you have been genuinely working hard and trying to live life with honesty and good intentions. Saturn usually does not give quick rewards, so whatever comes during this time may come gradually, step by step, in a very disciplined and organized way. This is Saturn's natural style, and Saturn does not support shortcuts or easy ways. So if it values patience, sincerity, and steady effort. If you have been doing your work without constant complaints and have been accepting life's responsibilities with maturity, Saturn will notice that and respond in its own calm way. But this period will bring some or the other financial upliftment for you. This phase can also help you move closer to your rightful goals, but it will ask a lot from you in return as well. Saturn teaches through effort and endurance, and you may feel tested, but these tests are meant to strengthen you. If someone tries to take unfair path or escape responsibilities and duties, Saturn can block progress. However, if you stay committed to the right path and your chart supports it, this period can open doors for financial stability and even growth for a longer term, which stays with you for a longer term, including the possibility of promotion at your workplace. One very meaningful aspect of this transit is that Saturn does not only focus on material gains, it can also push you towards deeper understanding, maturity, and inner wisdom. You may start seeing life more clearly and feel drawn towards learning lessons that go beyond money or status. At the workplace, interactions with colleagues, seniors, or people in authority may feel demanding at times. You might be required to put in extra effort to stay calm, stay professional and balanced. Patience will be your biggest strength here. Patience and maturity. Since Saturn also connects to higher learning and guidance, this period may encourage you to learn something valuable, either through formal education or spiritual exploration. Support or guidance from elders, mentors, or even your father may come in some form. These gains may not always be financial. They could show up as advice, emotional support, wisdom, or direction that helps you in a long run. For those who are working, if you have been waiting for recognition or advancement, Saturn can bring opportunities, but only if your chart allows it. Along with progress, responsibilities are likely to increase at work, so mental readiness for the same is important. Socially, this transit may quietly reshape your circle. Certain friendships or connections that no longer serve a purpose may naturally fade away. This is Saturn's way of clearing unnecessary baggage, so you can move forward with more meaningful people around you. It is better to accept these changes calmly rather than resist them. When you stay honest with your efforts and accept Saturn's lessons, this phase becomes much easier to handle. Avoiding responsibilities or ignoring important duties may create unnecessary pressure during this time. Relationship with elder siblings, close friends, or people in influential positions may also go through noticeable changes. These shifts can feel transformative. Whether they turn out to be smooth or challenging depends entirely on your personal chart and how you handle the situation. The new people you come across during this period are unlikely to be some random people. These connections can be highly karmic and may play an important role in your life, directly or indirectly. During this transit, avoid speculative or high-risk investments for now. Instead, it is wiser to focus on long-term, stable and low-risk financial planning. Saturn's energy supports patience and consistency, not quick profits. Saturn is placed in your 11th house, which is connected to gains, income, and desires. Saturn does not reject desires, but Saturn is very selective. It fulfills only those wishes that are ethical and aligned with your life's karmic direction. If you have been putting in honest effort and following the right approach, Saturn can slowly begin to fulfill your wishes during this period, step by step. Now coming to the aspects of Saturn, the third aspect of Saturn will fall on your ascendant, your first house. Now this aspect acts like a quiet reminder to take better care of yourself. I often say that Saturn's third aspect is about cleansing and improvement. During this time, Saturn encourages you to refine yourself, whether that is your health, your habits, the way you approach your life. If health has been neglected, Saturn may push you to become more disciplined. Dehydration can sometimes become an issue under Saturn's influence here, so drinking enough water becomes very important. This is a good time to bring structure into your routine. Try to eat mindfully, sleep properly, includes some form of physical activity, and slowly let go of habits that do not serve you well anymore. You may notice a change in your personality during this phase. This change might feel demanding at first, but it is meant to make you stronger, wiser, and more responsible. Saturn's intention is always long-term growth. Now the seventh aspect will fall on the sign of Virgo, your fifth house. For students, this aspect may demand more effort and discipline in studies. There can be moments of distraction or lack of motivation. But these are tests of commitment. If you stay consistent and do not give up, Saturn tends to reward sincere effort over time. In matters of love, this period may bring some emotional ups and downs. Saturn will test the depth and maturity of the relationship. Patience, understanding and humility will be very important here. If the bond is strong, genuine and supported by a birth chart, this phase can even move the relationship towards something meaningful and long-term here, including marriage. For married individuals, if the chart supports it, those trying to conceive may see some positive movement in this direction. Although patience will still be required, and if pregnancy already exists, extra care of health and proper guidance should be followed during this time. Now the 10th aspect of Saturn will fall on the sign of Sagittarius, your 8th house, where Jupiter is also aspecting. With both your ascendant and your 8th house under Saturn's influence, and the influence of Jupiter as well. So this double influence can bring deep internal changes and powerful transformations in life. Again, health becomes a very important area of focus here. If there are any long-standing or chronic health concerns, this is not the time to ignore them. Jupiter may offer some temporary relief while it stays in Gemini, but that support may not continue afterward. So awareness and care are necessary. Matters related to inheritance or shared assets may arise only if birth chart really supports it. Otherwise, expectations should be kept realistic. During this period, it is very important to avoid impulsive or risky decisions, especially related to money. Short-term gains or speculation may not work in your favor. Saturn strongly supports patience, planning, and long-term stability. Whether it is finances, relationship, or life decisions, move slowly, think deeply, and act wisely. Saturn always favors those who respect time and responsibility. Gemini ascendants. For Gemini natives, Saturn is transiting the sign of Pisces, your 10th house, and Saturn will be entering Uttarabhadrapda Nakshatra here. Since Saturn is also the lord of your 8th house, so this phase can bring noticeable changes, both within you and in your career as well. At times, you may feel a lack of interest or motivation towards your work or daily routine. Still, at the same time, Saturn's presence here quietly pushes you to become more disciplined, patient, and serious about your responsibilities. Work pressure may increase during this period, and both mentally and physically. There can be moments when you feel that your efforts are not being appreciated or recognized the way they should be. You might also experience some friction with seniors, authorities, or colleagues. Responsibilities at work are likely to grow, and sometimes it may feel overwhelming as well. However, this is not the time to escape duties or shift responsibilities onto others. Saturn prefers maturity. If you handle your work calmly with sincerity and the right mindset, Saturn will slowly begin to support you and strengthen your position over time. This transit can also influence your public image and reputation. So it becomes important to be careful with your words and actions in professional or public life. At the same time, new doors may start opening for you. Some people may see fresh opportunities for growth, while others may even receive new job offers. Along with these changes, workplace politics or hidden tensions can also arise. Since Saturn rules your 8th house, obstacles are part of the process. Try not to take these situations personally or let them disturb your confidence. Instead, allow them to motivate you to become stronger and more capable. Remind yourself that this phase is meant to teach and prepare you for long-term growth. This period can be especially supportive for those working in areas connected to public service, government roles, astrology, archaeology, spiritual healing, investigation, research, finance, insurance. Then progress is possible here, but patience and persistence will be required. Health-wise, it is important to take care of your knees and thighs, as Saturn can create stiffness or discomfort in these areas. Saturn may also encourage you to upgrade your skills or learn something completely new. This may not feel comfortable at first, but it is meant to help you build a stronger and more stable future. Try not to resist these changes. Move with them. Stay flexible and trust the process. With time, your efforts can bring meaningful results. As long as Jupiter remains in the sign of Gemini, there is some level of support and protection working quietly in your favor. And since your 9th house lord is connected with your 10th house during this phase, it becomes especially important for you to stay honest, ethical, and principled in your work. Saturn always respects integrity, and that will be one of your biggest strengths during this transit. Now, the third aspect of Saturn will fall on the sign of Taurus, your 12th house. This influence from Uttarabhadrapda can sometimes disturb your sleep or make you feel physically tired if you are not taking enough care of yourself. Health needs a little extra attention during this phase. At the same time, Jupiter placed in your ascendant will work as a protective support. If you are willing to listen to your body, improve your habits, and take responsibility for your well-being, Jupiter can help you manage health-related concerns in a much better way. From a spiritual point of view, this is actually a very meaningful period for Gemini natives. If you feel inclined towards spirituality, meditation, charity, or helping someone who truly needs support, then Saturn will bless such efforts. Acts done with purity and selflessness will not go unnoticed. However, it is important to be mindful of your expenses, as unexpected or unnecessary spendings may arise during this time. Keeping a balance will help you stay mentally peaceful. Now the 7th aspect of Saturn will fall on the sign of Virgo, your 4th house. This aspect may bring additional responsibilities at home or within the family. Emotional pressure can increase a little bit at times, and you may feel pulled between personal and professional duties. If your profession involves public interaction or service-oriented work, the workload may feel heavier during this phase. If you are thinking about purchasing a property or vehicle, this period can support such plans, but patience will be required. Delays, paperwork, or small obstacles are possible here. Saturn does not give instant results, but steady effort can bring lasting outcomes. Overall, this aspect brings important lessons and gradual transformation related to your home, family, and your emotional stability. Now, finally, the 10th aspect of Saturn will fall on the sign of Sagittarius, your 7th house. This is where Saturn will start testing your close partnerships, business partnerships, your marital partnership, and committed relationships. Issues that have been ignored or pushed aside may come up now, asking for practical and mature handling. If approached with honesty and patience, this phase can actually strengthen bonds and promote healing between partners, whether it's professional or in your personal life. In some cases, if a relationship is unhealthy or draining, then Saturn and Jupiter's influence may guide you towards detachment or separation, but only if your birth chart supports such outcomes. For those involved in business or partnerships, this period can be productive if you work with creativity while staying ethical and transparent. Saturn respects fairness and long-term vision. If you follow that path, steady progress is possible. Even if it comes slower than expected, this phase will ultimately teach you how to build stronger, more responsible relationships and how to be matured in both personal and professional life. Cancer ascendant and moon sign. For Cancer natives, Saturn is as of now transiting the sign of Pisces, your 9th house, and will enter Uttarabhadrapda Nakshatra here. This phase firmly pushes you towards effort and discipline. Saturn will not support luck without action. Things begin to move in your favor only when you stay consistent, sincere, and fully involved in whatever you are doing. This is not a time where results fall into your lap instantly. Saturn will want you to learn through them honestly and work steadily on your efforts. It becomes very important during this phase to stay on the right path. Saturn does not tolerate shortcuts or unethical behavior here because Saturn is in the 9th house. If your intentions are clean and your actions are genuine, Saturn will slowly start supporting your growth, even if progress feels slow, but it will be solid and something meaningful. This transit brings an important shift in how you understand knowledge. Saturn here focuses not only on learning from books, but also learning from real life experiences. This can be a strong period for higher education or for studying subjects that require depth, maturity, and wisdom. Nothing comes easily, but with patience and effort. The learning gained during this time will stay with you for longer term in your life. Saturn in the 9th house teaches the true meaning of dharma, not in a rigid way, but through experiences across different areas of life. Your thinking may become more open, practical, and grounded if this goes positive in your chart. And if not, then it can make you too rigid as well. So this is a genuinely a beautiful phase for inner and spiritual growth if you use this period in a constructive, positive manner. And while Jupiter is influencing your 12th house, and Saturn in the ninth house. So this combination is again very good for spirituality. You may feel more connected to prayer, to do prayer, meditation, yoga, or any spiritual routine that brings peace to your mind. Spending time alone, reflecting on life, or deepening your faith may feel comforting rather than lonely during this time. At the same time, some changes or emotional shifts may occur in your relationship with your father, your mentors, your even siblings as well. These changes are meant to bring maturity and understanding. It is also important to be mindful of your father's health as well during this period and offer support whenever needed. This transit encourages you to step beyond your comfort zone and explore a wider perspective of life. If you remain committed to the right values and continue putting in honest effort, Saturn can eventually bring financial stability as well. Professionally, this period can be supportive for those connected to higher education, to teaching, to philosophy, learning, to spirituality, healing practices, law, writing, ethics, social service, etc. Any field that demands wisdom, integrity, and depth can benefit from Saturn's influence here. From a health point of view, extra care should be taken regarding your hip area or kidney related areas during this transit. Listening to your body and maintaining balance will help you move through this phase smoothly. Now the third aspect of Saturn will fall on the sign of Taurus, your 11th house. Because of this, material gains and financial growth will happen in your life. But it may not come as quickly as you expected. There can be some minor delays or some frustration as well when it comes to your money matters or income, or even unfulfilled desires. However, if you have been patient, then Saturn will slowly begin to support you. Over time, it can help you. It can help fulfill your genuine wishes and reduce financial pressure. Along with material gain, this phase can also bring gains of a different kind, such as deeper understanding, wisdom, spiritual richness, and even gains from your spouse as well, if your chart supports. Now the seventh aspect of Saturn will fall on the sign of Virgo, your third house. This phase encourages you to focus on your efforts and responsibilities without becoming overly attached to outcomes. It is not the right time to act out of greed or impatience. If you are planning to start something new, whether business project or personal initiative, Saturn will make you think carefully and plan properly before taking action. Every step taken with maturity and clarity will be more supportive in the long run. Now the 10th aspect of Saturn will fall on the sign of Sagittarius, your 6th house, where Jupiter is also aspecting. Now this activates your prarabdha karma. So during this time, it becomes essential to stay aligned with the path of righteousness and discipline. Avoid shortcuts, unhealthy habits, or actions that go against your values. Saturn will bring you face to face with challenges during this period, but these experiences are meant to build inner strength and stability. Even if the progress feels demanding, each lesson is shaping you for long-term growth. Health needs extra attention during this phase because it is affecting your 6th house. If there are any underlying or ignored issues, Saturn may bring it to the surface so that it can be addressed properly. Listening to your body and responding in time will be very important. This phase can also reveal hidden opposition. If someone has been working against you quietly, their actions may become more visible now. Saturn prefers clarity and truth, so what is concealed often comes into open. If you are dealing with loans, debts, or legal matters, this period may slowly guide you towards solution. Results may not come immediately, but Saturn will start showing the right direction. As always, the exact outcome will depend on your individual birth chart, but steady effort and patience can help you move towards maturity and towards the right direction and resolution. Leo Ascendant. For Leo natives, Saturn is as of now transiting the sign of Pisces. Your 8th house and will enter Uttarabhadrapda Nakshatra here. This marks a very deep and transformative phase of life. For those who are spiritually inclined or emotionally mature, this period can bring powerful inner growth. You may begin to feel more connected to your inner self and start understanding life in a much better, deeper level. For many Leo natives, this phase can also slowly improve financial stability, though not without effort and awareness. At times, Saturn's influence here can create a sense of low energy or delay in taking action, especially when important decisions are required. It becomes essential during this transit to stay active and disciplined, particularly regarding your decisions and actions that you take. Apart from that, you need to take care of your health as well, because this transit is happening in the 8th house, and irrespective of Saturn transiting any nakshatra in this house, health should be taken care of. If your body gives you any warning sign, do not postpone medical care. Saturn expects responsibility and self-care becomes a serious priority now. Since both Saturn and Uttarabhadrapda represent discipline and accountability, you may notice an increase in responsibilities in different areas of life, whether it is related to family matter, professional duty, or personal well-being. Saturn wants you to handle things with maturity and seriousness. With Saturn placed in the 8th house, sudden changes and unexpected transformations are likely possible, especially in financial matters linked to speculation. High-risk investments or quick profit ideas may bring instability, so it is wiser to stay cautious. If you choose to invest, long-term and stable options are far more supportive during this time. This phase may also bring responsibilities or misunderstandings connected to in-laws, as Saturn governs important relationship areas in your chart. Your marriage. Some ups and downs in married life are also likely possible, although it won't be as difficult as it was in Purabhadrapada, but still some ups and downs are possible here. If a relationship is unhealthy or draining, this transit may push you toward clarity and necessary change. Even though situations may feel intense at times, Saturn in the 8th house also acts as a teacher, guiding you through lessons related to patience, emotional balance, health, and acceptance. This is a phase of inner transformation that reshapes you from within. This is a very strong time for learning subjects that require depth or focus, such as occult sciences, astrology, mysticism, deep research, archaeology, or any ancient knowledge, spiritual knowledge. Those working in insurance, healing professions, medical fields may also benefit from this energy. Doctors and spiritual healers will also benefit from this energy. And during this period, take care of your digestive system during this period, or any issues related to your stomach. For business owners, this transit can also bring fresh and innovative ideas. However, Saturn advises patience, avoid rushing into decisions, careful planning, and proper research, and slow but thoughtful steps can help your business grow steadily. Even if progress feels slow at first, the foundation built during this period can prove very strong in the long run. Now the third aspect of Saturn will fall on the sign of Taurus, your 10th house. During this phase, it becomes very important to be careful with your words, especially in professional setting. There can be moments of financial pressure or mental stress connected to your career. Even if situations feel heavy or frustrating at times, try to remain calm and steady. Saturn is slowly teaching you patience, self-control, and emotional strength through these experiences. Now, the 7th aspect of Saturn will fall on the sign of Virgo, your 2nd house. This influence brings attention to family matters, finances, and the way you communicate at home. It is good to be clear and honest in your speech, but at the same time, kindness and humility should not be forgotten. Maintaining balance and order within the family will help reduce unnecessary tension. If you continue to walk with integrity and responsibility, Saturn can eventually reward you with improved financial stability. This aspect from Uttarabhadrapda will also teach you an important lesson related to your speech. Saturn will teach you when to speak, how to express yourself, and when silence is wiser choice. Because Saturn and Uttarabhadrapada both represents maturity. And these lessons may not come through theory but through real life situations that slowly shape your awareness. Now the 10th aspect of Saturn will fall on the sign of Sagittarius, your 5th house, where Jupiter is also aspecting. Now with this double transit affecting your 5th house, strong emotional and creative changes can take place. This period can deeply transform how you express yourself and how you connect with your joy, your creativity, and all that stuff. For those involved in creative and artistic fields, this can be a rewarding phase. Your emotional depth may increase in this area, and this can reflect positively in your work. From a spiritual perspective, this is a very supportive time to look inward and deepen your connection with yourself. Inner healing and spiritual understanding can grow during this phase. For some Leonidas, if the birth charts allows, then this phase may also bring the beginning of a meaningful romantic connection. At the same time, it is important to avoid speculative activities such as risky investments, as said earlier. There can also be moments of extra concern or mental stress related to children. So patience, reassurance, and emotional support to your children will help you navigate this phase more smoothly. Virgo Ascendants and Moon sign. For Virgo natives, Saturn as of now is transiting the sign of Pisces, your 7th house, and will enter Uttarabhadrapda Nakshatra here. Saturn rules your 5th and your 6th house. And when it moves into your 7th house, relationships become a major focus here. And during this period, matters related to marriage and committed partnerships, including business partnerships, may go through some changes or adjustments. If there have been unresolved or hidden issues in relationship, Saturn may slowly bring them to the surface so they can be handled in a matured and practical way. But because Saturn also governs your 6th house, some challenges, misunderstandings, or extra responsibilities in marriage are possible. And only if your birth chart supports it, only then this period can also bring detachment from marriage as well. Because Saturn, being 6th Lord, is in the 7th house, and Rahu as of now is transiting the 6th house. And Saturn is in Uttarabhadrapada. Saturn is very strong here as your 6th Lord. At the same time, Saturn's placement here in this nakshatra offers a valuable opportunity as well to work through issues in your marriage and also in your professional partnerships with maturity and patience. This transit can encourage both partners to put in serious effort, support each other, and rebuild trust where needed. Saturn's intention here is not to break bonds but to strengthen them through commitment and responsibility. It becomes very important during this period that you remain calm and respectful with your partner. Try to listen more to your partner. Try to understand your partner and do not react impulsively or harshly. Anger or harsh words can create distance, while patience and wise words can heal many broken things in your relationship. If someone is already in a relationship that is unhealthy or emotionally draining, then Saturn may bring some sort of clarity or maybe detachment, as said earlier. It may guide you either towards repairing the bond properly or, if necessary and supported by your birth chart, towards stepping away from something that is not good for you. This period can also bring added responsibilities within marriage, which may feel heavy at times and cause frustration as well. In some cases, your spouse's health may need attention. Saturn in the 7th house can sometimes make relationships feel emotionally dry or distant. But this phase teaches you how to build stability beyond emotions alone. For those who are unmarried, this transit can bring marriage into your life along with the responsibilities that come with the commitment. If there are legal matters related to marriage or business partnerships, some progress towards a resolution may be seen during this phase, provided your personal chart supports it. For people involved in business or planning to start something new, especially in fields connected to law, medicine, healing, or service-oriented work, auditing, then this phase can be supportive. There may be some initial hurdles, but if you are consistent and if you learn from your mistakes and if you try to improve from your mistakes, then Saturn will support long-term success here. If your profession involves dealing with public or frequent communication, be mindful of how you speak. Saturn may make your tone sound serious or strict without you realizing it. Speaking with humility and respect will help protect your image and relationships during this time. Overall, this transit is about learning responsibility in relationships and handling situations with maturity and emotional balance. Now, the third aspect of Saturn will fall on the sign of Taurus, your 9th house. Now, this is a supportive period for those interested in nature-related fields such as gardening, environmental work, agriculture, etc. Artists whose work carries depth, meaning, or spiritual feeling may also find this phase helpful, as Saturn helps refine skills through discipline. Hard work remains essential, as Saturn never rewards effort without consistency. This is also a very spiritually uplifting time. Your belief system and understanding of life may slowly evolve, becoming more grounded and meaningful through real-life experiences. Now, the 7th aspect of Saturn will fall on the sign of Virgo, your 1st house, your ascendant. Now, Saturn's aspect from Uttarabhadrapda on your ascendant can bring strong attention to yourself, to your health, to your personal discipline. You may need to become more careful about your body, routine, and daily habits. Saturn may also work quietly on reducing any unnecessary ego or rigidity that has been limiting your growth. But if this goes negative in your chart, then it can make you or your partner a somewhat rigid or conservative in nature, but only if it goes negative in your chart. Discipline becomes very important during this phase, whether it is related to food habits, your work style, your lifestyle choices, your personal life, whatever it is. If you accept Saturn's guidance and humility and patience, this transit can help you become stronger, healthier, and more mature from the inside. And since Uttarabhadrapda is a nakshatra connected with deep inner change, Saturn's influence on your first house can slowly reshape you from within. This transformation is not limited to your outer personality. It also touches your mindset, your way of thinking, and your spiritual awareness. Over time, your perspective on life may expand and you may start looking at situations with more depth, maturity, and understanding, especially when it comes to spiritual and philosophical matters. Now, the 10th aspect of Saturn will fall on the sign of Sagittarius, your 4th house, where Jupiter is also aspecting. Now, this aspect of Saturn may bring attention to long-standing emotional patterns connected to home, family, or inner security as well. You may feel called to deal with issues that have been ignored in the background of your life for a long time. Changes at home are likely possible, whether emotional in nature or through certain events like renovation or relocation, change of your property, or anything or any matters related to your property. This period can also help you improve how you connect with people and how you are perceived by the outside world. Showing kindness, offering support, and being available for those who truly need help can quietly strengthen your public image and bring sense of inner peace as well. Acts of service done without expecting anything in return will hold a special value during this time. Saturn notices such efforts and over time rewards them with lasting karmic benefits. Libra Ascendants and Moon sign. For Libra native, Saturn is transiting the sign of Pisces, your 6th house, and will be entering Uttarabhadrapda Nakshatra here. And Saturn rules your 4th and your 5th house. Overall, this is a supportive and meaningful transit for you. If you are someone who is preparing for a competitive exam or dealing with any legal matter or challenging situation, and you have truly worked hard, then this period can help you succeed. Saturn reports sincere effort, especially when no shortcuts are taken. This transit gives you inner strength to face enemies, competition, health challenges, or difficult situations in daily life. Slowly, you will notice that you are becoming more capable of handling pressure. Saturn does not want you to escape problems. Instead, it wants you to face them with patience and maturity. Through these experiences, Saturn is teaching you valuable life lessons that will make you wiser and more mature and emotionally stronger. You may also feel drawn towards helping others or doing some form of social service during this time, which will be very beneficial for your karma. At times, Saturn's energy may make you feel slightly lazy or mentally heavy. But if you stay organized and active, then Saturn will support you in overcoming obstacles. Saturn in the 6th house activates your prarabdha karma, meaning certain challenges that are meant to be resolved in this lifetime may come forward now. Facing them with courage will help you move ahead in life. Along with external challenges, this transit can also bring changes in your relationship with your children and family. You may feel the need to guide your children more strictly and show them the right direction. However, too much strictness can sometimes create resistance. Saturn advises a balanced approach where discipline is mixed with calmness, understanding, and love. If you handle matters patiently, emotional distance can be avoided and bonds can actually become stronger. In terms of health, there may be some relief in ongoing issues, some minor relief, much better than Pura Bhadrapada, but complete recovery may take time. Still, caution is very important. Issues related to digestion, stomach, and intestines can pop up during this phase. Professionally, this is a very supportive period for people working in healing or service oriented fields. Doctors, counselors, therapists, dietitians, yoga and fitness professionals, mental health workers, social workers, teachers, or people into any healing, any connected to healing field or education field, lawyers, auditors, um, will see positive results. And also those who handle daily responsibilities in a structured way um, can see steady growth through this disciplined effort in their career. Now the third aspect of Saturn will fall on the sign of Taurus, your 8th house. This is a very sensitive influence, so health again should not be ignored during this phase. If you are married, this phase may bring additional responsibilities connected to your spouse or your in-laws. At the same time, it can also help in building or strengthening joint finances or shared assets. There may be ups and downs, but each experience carries a lesson meant for growth or new learning. Now the 7th aspect of Saturn will fall on the sign of Virgo, your 12th house. With Saturn influencing the 8th house and the 12th house, so health should not be ignored. You may come across negativity, criticism or harsh behavior from others, especially if ego comes into play. Saturn advises here to stay humble, grounded and simple as well. Throughout Saturn's stay in Pisces, health needs to be balanced, and also during this phase some minor sleep issues or anxiety issues may remain. Spiritually, this can be a beautiful phase. Those who want to be in fields like writing, research or creative exploration or spiritual subjects, then this can be a very supportive period. Silence, reflection and inner work can bring clarity and peace for you. Finally, the 10th aspect of Saturn will fall on the sign of Sagittarius, your 3rd house, where Jupiter is also aspecting from Gemini. Now this is a phase where Saturn will push you to refine your skills, deepen your studies and strengthen your efforts. Whatever you are interested in, Saturn wants you to master it properly, not casually. Hard work done now will prepare you well for the future. As time moves forward, supportive planetary energies will also help your learning and creative growth. This is a deeply karmic period meant to mature you and strengthen you. And this is also a period, a supportive period, if you want to initiate something new into your career as well, if it is done with thoughtful planning and with wisdom. Now Scorpio ascendants and moon sign. For Scorpio native, Saturn is currently transiting the sign of Pisces and will be entering Uttarabhadrapda Nakshatra here. For many of you who felt heavy pressure or continuous challenges during Saturn's earlier phase in Purabhadrapada, especially related to health or overall life struggles, this phase may start bringing some gradual relief to you. Things may not suddenly become easy, but the intensity can feel a little more manageable now. For students, this transit can sometimes create a sense of laziness or lack of motivation. Because of this, discipline and regular effort becomes very important for you. Saturn will not allow you to escape your responsibilities. If studies were ignored earlier, Saturn may now push you back towards learning. The same applies for working professionals as well. If you have been avoiding skill development or postponing learning something important, then here, Saturn in Uttar Bhadrapada will encourage you, even sometimes forcefully as well, to upgrade yourself. This may push you, or this push may feel very uncomfortable to you at first, but it is meant to help you grow in the long run. If you are married or already have children, this period can increase responsibilities related to them. Your attention may naturally shift towards your children, their studies, their behavior, or their future. You may feel the need to guide them more closely and spend more time with them. For those planning for a child, then Saturn's presence here in Uttarabhadrapda can support conception, but patience will be required as delays or small challenges are possible. If pregnancy is planned or ongoing, then extra care of health becomes very important here. For some Scorpio natives, your children may move away from you during this period, possibly for their higher education or career related reasons. Emotionally, this can feel challenging, but it is part of their growth journey. This transit is supportive for people working in education, child related fields, in healing professions such as veterinary sciences, pediatrics, etc. Those who work with animals, especially young ones, may also see progress or recognition through consistent effort. Financially, Saturn here makes you think deeply about money matters. You may become more cautious about spending and investing. If you are involved in speculative markets like stocks or cryptocurrencies, then extra care and wisdom are needed in during investments. Saturn prefers long-term, low-risk planning rather than quick gains. So slow and steady financial decisions will be more beneficial during this phase. This transit can also open doors to romantic opportunities for some of you. At the same time, spiritually, this is a very powerful period. If you are involved in mantra chanting, meditation, sadhana, or any spiritual practice, then deeper inner progress is possible now. Apart from all these things, with Saturn's entry in Uttar Bhadrapada, you may notice that the entertainment part or in your life have reduced. That means life feels less entertaining or joyful at times. Saturn often removes the distractions so that focus and maturity can develop. This phase is preparing you for bigger rewards later by making you stronger and more disciplined now and more matured as well. From a health point of view, take care of your upper abdomen, stomach, pancreas, and digestive system. If there is any tendency towards blood sugar imbalance or digestive issues, then regular care and timely checkups will help you maintain stability. Now, coming to the aspects of Saturn here, then the third aspect of Saturn from Uttar Bhadrapada will influence your seventh house, the sign of Taurus. Now, this brings focus to marriage, romantic relationships, and business partnerships. Some effort will be required here. Challenges may arise, but Saturn's aim is clarity, not punishment. If you stay honest, loyal, and communicate openly, then relationships can become more mature and stable. For unmarried natives, there is also a possibility of meeting a life partner during this time or even get married as well, depending on your chart. If birth chart allows, then it will happen. Now, the seventh aspect of Saturn will fall on the sign of Virgo, your 11th house. Now, this can help fulfill some genuine desires you may have, especially if you have been patient and sincere in your efforts. Financial improvement is likely possible, although occasional pressure may still be felt here. Social life may go through changes as well. You will start clearly seeing who truly supports you and who does not. Some small ego related issues in your social life with your elder siblings can arise. So, staying calm and humble and acting maturely will help maintain harmony in the relationships. Finally, Saturn's 10th aspect from Uttar Bhadrapada will fall on your second house, the sign of Sagittarius. This can create some financial pressure at first, but it also pushes you to find better, more stable ways of earning and managing money. This is an excellent time to focus on saving and avoiding unnecessary expenses. Careful planning and long term investments can bring lasting financial security. This Saturn transit brings deep transformation not only in finances but also in family life as well. During this period, some addition or deletion into your family may happen depending on your personal chart. And apart from that, avoiding family responsibilities or running away from duties will not work during this phase. Saturn is placed in its own nakshatra now, making its influence very strong here. If you accept responsibilities with maturity and patience, then not only Saturn but Jupiter, which is also aspecting your second house as of now, both will slowly guide you towards stability, wisdom, and long term growth, and also bring positivity into your life and bring positive changes as well. Sagittarius ascendants and moon sign. For Sagittarius native, Saturn as of now is transiting the sign of Pisces, your fourth house, and will be entering Uttarabhadrapda Nakshatra here. This phase is all about learning through real life experiences. You may start thinking about buying property or making changes related to your home here, but Saturn will gently remind you to slow down and take mature, well planned decisions here. Anything done in hurry may not give the desired peace or desired result, so patience will be very important here. During this time, your mother or mother like figure can play a very important role into your life. Her advice may feel practical, grounded, and extremely useful for your personal growth. At the same time, responsibilities at home can increase. You may feel that more duties are coming your way, especially connected to your family and your mother. In some cases, your mother's responsibilities may increase during this period, and you might need to support her emotionally or practically. This can sometimes make you feel frustrated at home or give you a feeling of not wanting to stay there much. And this can create some emotional distance or misunderstandings with your mother. Peace and harmony at home may feel slightly disturbed, but if there are any old unresolved family matters, then this period is actually one of the best period where where it can slowly help in sorting things out. So use this period in the best constructive manner as much as you can. For some of you, this transit can take you away from your hometown or native place, maybe due to work or some important life reason. On the other hand, some of you may end up staying at home more or working from home or handling more domestic responsibilities. These duties can feel heavy at times, but Saturn brings responsibilities only to strengthen you. Try not to escape from them. If you stay calm, patient, and sincere, the things will slowly become more balanced. This is also the time when you may naturally step into the role of a helper or guide for others, supporting people who are emotionally, physically, or socially vulnerable, which can bring you deep inner satisfaction and peace during this phase. On the career front, this is a very supportive time for people connected to property, farming, home decor, or interior designing, assets, environmental work, or any form of counseling, whether emotional, psychological, spiritual, or any form of counseling. It is also favorable period for careers related to childcare, history, parenting, archaeology, forestry, hospitality, social work, or home-based businesses. Health-wise, take care of your lungs or chest area, especially if there is any family history of related issues. Regular care and timely attention will help you stay balanced. Now, coming to the aspects of Saturn, then the third aspect of Saturn from Uttarabhadrapada will fall on your sixth house, the sign of Taurus. Now, this can make you feel tired or slow, as if you are putting in a lot of effort without seeing quick results. But this is actually a healing phase. Saturn wants you to face your problems instead of avoiding them. If you are preparing for competitive exams, discipline, consistency, and patience, then it will eventually give you positive outcome. Coming to the seventh aspect of Saturn, then the Saturn's seventh aspect from Uttara Bhadrapada will fall on your 10th house, the sign of Virgo. This will make you more grounded in your career. Any unnecessary ego related to work may get challenged so that you learn humility. Responsibilities at work will increase, and Saturn will not support laziness here. Your weaknesses or gaps in your professional life may become very clear so that you can improve and grow. If you accept this phase with honesty and hard work, then Saturn will reward you with long lasting success. If you work on your weaknesses and improve yourself. Now, the 10th aspect of Saturn will fall on your first house, the sign of Sagittarius, your ascendant itself. Now, this is a deep and powerful phase for your overall life direction. The foundation of future transformation is being laid now, starting from within. Saturn will guide you through real practical experiences, practical life experiences that slowly make you more mature, responsible, wiser at the same time. This transit teaches you to stay grounded, to accept your duties with grace, and to trust the path set for you by the divine. If you sincerely learn Saturn's lessons, you will come out of this phase much stronger from the inside. Calmer, wiser, and more stable version of you will emerge, ready to handle life with clarity, patience, and a more positive outlook. Capricorn ascendants and moon sign. For Capricorn natives, Saturn is transiting the sign of Pisces, your third house, and will be entering Uttarabhadrapda Nakshatra here. The third house is connected to communication, courage, efforts, siblings, neighbors, and short travels. If you have ever felt that your communication needs improvement or refinement, then Saturn here will teach you that, will definitely teach you that. During this time, your speech may become very direct and straightforward as well. Here, honesty is good, but you need to be careful that your words do not become too harsh without you realizing it. If Saturn is positively placed in your chart, then this period can beautifully teach you the wisdom of communication, when to speak, when to stay silent, and how to express yourself in a more mature and responsible way. Your confidence in communication may go up and down at times. Do not get disheartened by this, but because Saturn's real intention is always to make you more stronger, wiser, and more grounded. Saturn is refining your intellect, your practical thinking, and your communication skills. If you're open to learning from past mistakes and new experiences, then you can grow very well during this phase. If you are planning to start something new during this time, then make sure your planning is very solid. Clear strategies, realistic goals, and patience are extremely important here. Yes, Saturn will definitely surely support you in your initiation. But first, it will test you, your sincerity, and your preparedness. If your intentions are genuine, your efforts are disciplined, and you are willing to learn from whatever lessons come your way, if you are willing to learn from past mistakes and improve yourself, then Saturn itself will support your initiatives and help you grow steadily for the long. The decisions you take during this period will play a big role in the results you receive later. By the end of this transit, you are likely to feel stronger from within, with better willpower and more confidence in your communication. Saturn may also highlight flaws in your planning or approach, but this is not to discourage you. It is simply giving you a chance to improve and refine yourself. Growth is promised, but it will ask you to face your fears and work patiently on yourself. Short travels can happen during this time, though there may be small delays or obstacles. Try to stay flexible and calm. This is also a good period for people involved in writing, such as novel writing, content creation, or folk arts that involve skillful use of the hands, or any manual skills that you require. Those working in communication, media, or marketing can also see positive results or development here. Health wise, take care of minor issues like shoulder pain, neck stiffness, or throat related discomforts, especially if you overwork or ignore your health or ignore rest. Now, coming to the aspects of Saturn here, then the third aspect of Saturn will fall on your fifth house, the sign of Taurus. I always say that Saturn's third aspect is about purification. Now, here, with Saturn's aspect on your third house from Uttarabhadrapada, because this will be a stronger aspect, so you may feel that fun, entertainment, or creative part in your life has become limited. Saturn is guiding you to bring more depth and meaning into your life, into your creativity as well. This is also a very good time for to begin a spiritual journey. If you are already spiritually inclined, then this phase can help you deepen your practices in a beautiful manner. If you have children, try to be extra patient, caring, and understanding with them during this time. Now, coming to the seventh aspect of Saturn, then the seventh aspect of Saturn will fall in the sign of Virgo, your ninth house. Here, you might sometimes feel that luck is delayed or things are not moving fast enough for you. Remember, Saturn delays but does not deny as long as your actions are righteous. This aspect strongly supports spiritual growth and learning. And apart from that, travel plans may face delays, so plan carefully and keep backup options in your mind. Now, the 10th aspect of Saturn will fall on the sign of Sagittarius, your 12th house. Now, this aspect can bring some minor issues related to sleep, although Jupiter is also aspecting this house. So, things will be a bit manageable here. Jupiter will try to bring positivity as well. It will try to balance the negativity or the negative aspects of Saturn here in your 12th house. But from that, this is again a very supportive period for spirituality as well. A very good period for people working in healing professions, such as medical practitioners, doctors, spiritual healers, or anyone who is connected to hospitals or such related fields to healing, uh, etc. Aquarius ascendants and moon sign. For Aquarius natives, Saturn is currently transiting the sign of Pisces, your second house, and it will be entering Uttarabhadrapda Nakshatra here. The second house is connected to finances, family, speech, food, habits, values, etc. For many Aquarius natives, there is a clear possibility of financial improvement during this time. At the same time, this transit can bring noticeable changes in both your family life, and your financial structure as well. Since Saturn is also the lord of your 12th house and is now placed in your second house, expenses can increase. And because of this, discipline with money becomes very important. Saturn is quietly showing you where money is leaking and where unnecessary spending needs to be controlled. This is not meant to scare you, but to make you wiser and responsible with your finances. Wherever Saturn goes or transits, responsibility naturally increases. So you may feel that family related duties or responsibilities at home are becoming heavier. In some cases, health concerns of family members may need more of your attention as well. And because this is the peak phase of Saturn, so these things are likely to increase. It is not necessary that Saturn will create financial burden or financial responsibilities for everyone, but it can definitely increase responsibilities in one form or another, especially connected to family matters. Saturn's influence here can also make you feel a little lazy at times, especially when it comes to taking care of your own health, diet, and daily routine. Please do not ignore this. Saturn wants balance along with handling responsibilities. You must also take care of your body, your lifestyle, otherwise, small issues can slowly grow to bigger one. Professionally, this can be a very supportive phase if you work in banking, finance, food industry, accounting, agriculture, farming, etc. But slowly and steadily, progress will be seen here. On the health side, be mindful of issues related to eyes, throat, mouth, teeth, or jaw problems to you. Problems like throat irritation, jaw discomfort, mouth ulcers can appear if stress and routine are ignored. Gentle care and timely attention will help you a lot. Saturn can also make your speech sound more blunt or emotionally distant, especially while talking to family members. You may speak honestly here, but the tone can feel harsh without you realizing it. Try to slow down your words and speak with softness, especially with loud ones. The small effort can prevent unnecessary misunderstandings. And this is the time to improve your relationship with your family if there are any issues that you are facing with your family. This is the right time to work on it. Now, coming to the aspects of Saturn, then the third aspect of Saturn will fall on your fourth house, the sign of Taurus. This can increase responsibilities related to home, property, or family matters. Your mother's health may need attention, and issues related to house repairs, maintenance, or construction can pop up during this phase. Saturn may also push you out of your comfort zone and teaching you to become more stronger and focused on what truly matters for you in your life. Now, coming to the seventh aspect of Saturn, then it will fall on the sign of Virgo, your eighth house. This can bring ego clashes or some issues with in laws or create some emotional sensitivity to, to your relationships, close relationships. It is also not a good time to take impulsive financial risk here. Think carefully before investing money anywhere. If your chart supports it, this transit can also help in creating joint assets with your spouse or bring sudden gains as well. But patience and wisdom are essential. Promotions or role changes are also possible for some, depending on individual chart. Now, the 10th aspect of Saturn from Uttarabhadrapada will fall on your 11th house, Sagittarius. Here, if you have been waiting for any growth in your career since a long time, like promotions and all those similar stuff, and if you are facing delays in that, then this is the period when you can actually uh, get what you have been waiting for. Saturn here will support your genuine desires as well. Financial growth can come, but though it may be slow and accompanied by responsibilities and expenses. So be prepared for that. This phase will slowly start transforming your social circle and your personal connections. This phase will help you understand who are your true well wishers and who are not. Overall, this transit is asking you to become more mature with your family, speech, money, responsibilities, duties. And if you accept Saturn's lessons here with calmness, and if you stay disciplined, then this period can help you build a much more stable and meaningful foundation for future in your life. Pisces ascendant and moon sign. For Pisces native, Saturn is as of now transiting the sign of Pisces, your ascendant, your first house, and it will be entering Uttarabhadrapda Nakshatra here. This is a very important shift because this your first house represents you, your body, your overall health, your personality, mindset, and your overall life and life direction. So naturally, this transit is going to influence many areas of your life at the same time. Your health, your personal life, your relationships, your career, your home environment, and also the way people see you, meaning your public image. On a positive note, this is a very deeply, highly spiritual period. Uttar Bhadrapada is a very pure, auspicious, and inward looking nakshatra. Saturn here can take you on a journey of self realization. You may start questioning your life choices, your habits, and even your purpose here as well. This is actually a beautiful opportunity for growth. If you allow it and don't resist the inner changes, then this can be a very beautiful period for you, which will bring which will bring maturity and growth for you. Since Saturn is also the lord of your 11th house, so there can be gains during this time. These gains may come through finances, your social connections, your networking, or from or support from certain people as well. However, Saturn always gives slow, slowly and after efforts. So patience is very important. At the same time, this transit will ask you to be very mindful of your health as well. Some sudden or unexpected health issues may pop up, especially if you have been ignoring your health for a long time. You should be cautious about issues related to your head, your legs, hands, joints, or any long standing or chronic problems. Depending on your individual birth chart, medical attention or even hospital visits are possible. But this will not happen to everyone. It will only show up if your chart supports it, so there is no need to panic. This is also a very good time to leave unhealthy habits such as smoking, drinking, irregular sleep, or careless routines. During this transit, such habits can affect you more strongly than usual. On a brighter side, if you have been thinking about improving your health, losing weight, or becoming more disciplined, Saturn will fully support uh, your sincere efforts. One thing to watch out for during this period is laziness or procrastination. Because Saturn is in the first house, Saturn itself represents laziness if it goes negative in chart, and Uttarabhadrapada also has this characteristic as well. So this can sometimes make you feel low on motivation as well, or mentally heavy. It can make you lazy or procrastinate things as well, depending how it is working in your chart. You may feel like delaying things or avoiding responsibilities as well. It's important to stay aware of this tendency and push yourself without being harsh on yourself. Overall, this period will bring noticeable changes in your overall life, your health, your mindset, and everything else. Try not to resist these changes. Saturn is reshaping you for the long term. Staying flexible, patient, and open minded will make this journey much smoother. Now, coming to the aspects of Saturn, then the third aspect of Saturn will fall on your third house, the sign of Taurus. This can help clear confusion related to new ideas, plans, or initiatives. Saturn will help you plan better and think practically. Though you may still face small obstacles, but wisdom and maturity will help you manage things here. Here, communication becomes very important during this time because the way you speak and express yourself will strongly affect how others perceive you. Now, the seventh aspect of Saturn will fall on your seventh house, the sign of Virgo. This can bring ego issues or distance in marriage and business partnerships. Saturn will highlight the issues that you have been ignoring for a long time and will push you to deal with them maturely. This influence will affect both your personal relationships and your public or professional dealings as well. Finally, Saturn's 10th aspect will fall on your 10th house, the sign of Sagittarius. Jupiter is also aspecting this house. Here, work pressure and workplace politics may increase during this time. Saturn may push you to go deeper into your work, do more research, and take on heavier responsibilities. This phase may feel demanding, but if you stay focused, honest, and dedicated, it can bring long term stability and respect in your career. The key is not to run away from responsibilities because Saturn rewards those who face them with sincerity. Overall, this transit is a powerful transit where Saturn is shaping you. If you accept its lessons with patience and awareness, and then you will come out stronger, wiser, matured, and more aligned with your true path. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Do hype this video. See you in the next video. Until then, Narayan, Narayan.